Chapter 1, The Devilish Younger Brother Loved by Everyone. 01. The character on the cover. After 2 months of enduring the grueling, Sparta-style training camp, just one day before the start of my 3rd year at university, I finally returned to my warm and cozy home. Dragging my heavy suitcase back home, not only did no one help me with my luggage, but there wasn't even a single person to welcome me back. In order to pass the entrance exam for the Caspia Academy of Arts, the school I've always dreamed of, I willingly sacrificed my entire summer to join the Sparta-style training camp organized by Endeavor Academy specifically for graduate exam prep students. Just hearing the name is enough to imagine the torment I endured over the past 2 months, as if I had taken a trip to hell. I thought coming back home would feel like being reborn, but who would have guessed there'd be no one around to greet me? Dad. Mom. Tyler. I'm back. I shouted loudly from the living room. TSK, alright. You annoying girl, yelling like that made me mess up my eyebrows. My mother angrily stepped out of her room. She was dressed in an elegant outfit, complete with foundation and blush. What's the occasion today that she's all dolled up? This woman in her 40s, could she possibly be sneaking around behind Dad's back doing something inappropriate? Mom, where are you going? And where are Dad and Tyler? They've all gone to work. Later, I also have to attend a wine party organized by the company, so you'll have to handle dinner on your own. Mom said as she wiped off her unevenly drawn eyebrows and hurriedly grabbed her handbag before rushing out of the house. What the heck? I haven't had a decent meal in nearly 2 months. After barely surviving and finally making it back home, not only is there no concern from my family, but even dinner seems to be non-existent. This is infuriating. Daisy Bloom, the beloved princess, has returned, yet no one cares about me. And Tyler Bloom, that little brat, knew perfectly well his sister was coming home today, yet he still dared to take on work, completely ignoring my presence. No way, I'm starving to death here. First, I need to head out and find something to fill my stomach, and then I'll deal with everyone later. Clutching my growling stomach, I headed out in search of food but got distracted by the sight of the latest fashion magazine at a newsstand. So, the September issue of Supreme Vogue has been released. And this time, the cover star is none other than my dear younger brother, Tyler Bloom. He's dressed in a pleated shirt paired with a classic-style vest, looking so handsome that even extraterrestrials would be stunned. One hand rested on his hip while the other held a suit jacket, his gaze exuding provocation and challenge. Boss, I'll take a copy of Supreme Vogue. At that moment, a girl handed the newsstand owner 10 yuan. The owner immediately grabbed the magazine featuring Tyler from the shelf and handed it to her. Daisy Bloom, you fool, what good is staring at it in the middle of the street? Hurry up and buy a copy to keep at home. Boss, I'd like a copy of Supreme Vogue too. Sorry, the last copy was just bought by that girl. The newsstand owner didn't even glance at me, too busy counting the money in his hands with a gleeful expression. This magazine only hit the shelves today, and it's already sold out in less than a day. Ho ho ho. What? Sold out already? No way. I absolutely must get my hands on that magazine for my collection. 02, a withered tree meets spring. I sped up my pace, chasing after the girl from earlier, spreading my arms to block her path. Excuse me, could you give me the magazine in your hand? I'll pay double for it. No way. Double the price. Yet this girl didn't even hesitate before flatly rejecting me. This is Tyler's magazine, and everyone in my class has a copy. If I don't get one, the class president will make me run laps around the stadium. I broke into a sweat. Unbelievable, her class president is way too scary. Even if they're a die-hard Tyler fan, there's no need to threaten classmates like that. I'll trade you another magazine. I have plenty of Tyler's magazines at home. Without waiting for her to agree, I reached out and tried to snatch the magazine from her hands. But she held on to it tightly, and I didn't succeed. No way. I already have all of Tyler's magazines I need, why should I trade with you? The two of us held on to the same magazine, standing in the middle of the street like we were playing tug-of-war, pulling back and forth. You've crumpled my magazine. Let go of it now. I won't let go. I saw the magazine first. If I hadn't been distracted by Tyler's perfect outfit on the cover, I would have reacted faster and bought it right away. Besides, I've undergone 2 months of Spartan-style training. Not only has my mind developed, but my agility and strength have improved significantly as well. Just as I was about to snatch the magazine, a fifth hand suddenly appeared, its strength far surpassing ours, pulling the magazine out of my grip. Ah! With nothing to hold on to, I lost my balance and fell backward due to inertia. At that moment, the same hand that had taken the magazine quickly circled around my waist, pulling me safely into an embrace. Oh my goodness! Suddenly, it felt like a withered tree coming back to life in spring, a scene straight out of a romantic drama where the male and female leads meet. It was as if the sleeping princess, after 20 long years, had finally met her Prince Charming. But, the only thing ruining this perfect moment was that I couldn't clearly see what my Prince Charming looked like. Under the scorching summer sun, he was still wearing a black baseball cap and oversized sunglasses that covered half his face. You're unbelievable, doing such an immoral thing right here on the street. My Prince Charming scolded me in a furious tone. You're already this old, and you still have no shame. What? Me, Daisy Bloom, only 20 years old this year, am clearly a beautiful young lady. Sure, I'm preparing to step into adulthood, but I'm nowhere near being called old. The only person who could talk to me in such a tone, combined with that familiar voice. Could it be, Tyler? I abruptly pulled off the man's sunglasses, and instantly, a face straight off a magazine cover appeared vividly before my eyes. Oh my God! It really is the famous model Tyler. The girl I had been fighting with over the magazine immediately did a 180-degree turn in attitude, holding the magazine out toward Tyler. Tyler, I'm a huge fan of yours. Could you sign this for me? Tyler slowly reached out his right hand, pretending to take the magazine, but in the blink of an eye, he immediately pulled his hand back, suddenly grabbed me, and dragged me forward. 03, the heart of a demon. This kid hasn't changed a bit. Starting college tomorrow, and yet he still can't behave properly. We turned through a few streets, and after making sure we'd lost that girl, we finally stopped. I can't anymore. I can't run another step. I leaned against the wall, panting heavily as I spoke. After 2 months of Spartan-style training, my stamina was completely drained. On top of that, I hadn't eaten anything today. I had planned to go home for a family meal cooked by Mom, but she coldly ignored me instead. Speaking of which, didn't Mom say Tyler had something to do today? Why is this kid showing up here? Tyler Bloom. Did you skip your responsibilities again today? I asked suspiciously. I was shooting on location today. Tyler loudly retorted. What's wrong with you? Running around fighting over a magazine with my fans in the street. Won't you see me every day starting tomorrow anyway? See? That's exactly the kind of person my brother is, disrespectful, hot-tempered, impossible to reason with, and just a little narcissistic. Behind that angelic face and stunning physique hides a heart more ruthless than Azura himself. He better not think I'm after this issue of Supreme Vogue just because he's on the cover. I absolutely need that magazine, but it's because of the outfit he's wearing in it. Besides, Tyler knows full well that I've always collected fashion magazines because my dream is to become a fashion designer. Hey! Tyler Bloom. What right do you have to scold me? After regaining some strength, I put my hands on my hips and declared with authority, I'm your sister. And yet you'd help some random fan instead of me? You owe me that magazine. No way. He refused without a second thought. Ugh. He's trying to drive me crazy. Tyler is well connected with everyone at the publishing house. No. To be precise, in this industry, there's no one who doesn't know Tyler, the famous model. All he has to do is say the word, and they'd give him anything he wants. Tyler has been in this part-time modeling industry for 10 years now. I still remember clearly, 10 years ago, when I was 10 and Tyler was 8, we went grocery shopping with Mom. Tyler got separated from us, and when we found him, he had been taken to the children's clothing section by a man who wanted him to try on their new collection and take some photos. The pay was decent, so Mom agreed. After the photos were published, the campaign was a huge success, and other children's clothing brands started reaching out to collaborate with Tyler. Humph. Why don't I have anything special? Whether it's looks, height, weight, education, or achievements, I can't compare to Tyler. Although I sometimes feel proud to have a brother like him, most of the time, I just feel inferior. Fine. If you won't give it to me, then don't ever pretend to know me in public. I don't have a brother like you. Before becoming a model, Tyler was very obedient and adorable, always running after me, calling, "Sister, sister." But for some reason, since he started modeling at the age of 8, he not only became mischievous and arrogant but also stopped addressing me as sister and referring to himself as younger sibling. If he doesn't respect my words, I'll just pretend my mother never gave birth to this younger brother. I'll consider him a stray dog my family adopted. After all, he's just like a little dog, barking nonsense, incapable of calling me sister properly. 4 Great Joys. Just as I was seething with anger, ready to explode and turn away, Tyler grabbed my hand tightly and strode forward. "I'll treat you to a 3-course meal to make up for it, okay? Do you think a 3-course meal can bribe me?" Well, I hadn't had a 3-course meal in 2 months, and to top it off, I was so hungry I could devour an elephant. 2 meals. If that's not enough, then 3. Eat as much as you want, as long as you don't stuff yourself to death. Tyler's domineering tone carried a hint of sympathy. Ha! No one understands me better than Tyler. Even after eating 3-course meals for 18 years straight, I never got tired of them. If this planet didn't have 3-course meals, I might not survive. Tyler walked ahead of me into a fancy Western restaurant. Wait, didn't he say 3-course meals? Why are we entering a Western restaurant? And this place was incredibly upscale. A 3-course meal that costs 10 yuan elsewhere would probably be 50 yuan here. I tugged at Tyler's sleeve, thinking we could still save face if we left before sitting down. But Tyler, stubborn as ever, ignored me completely and sat down at a table by the wall. "Tyler, if we're having 3-course meals, we could just go to Fortune Delight on the corner. Why come here?" I asked, sitting across from him, using the menu to shield my face. "I just got paid today, and starting tomorrow, I'll be just like you, a noble and magnificent college student. Plus, today marks the end of your Spartan-style training. Any one of these 3 reasons is enough for us to pop champagne and celebrate." I'd been a college student for 2 years now, but I'd never once thought of myself as noble and magnificent. Maybe only someone like Tyler, who yearned for growth and dreamed of the idyllic college life, would think that way. Tyler was truly perceptive. To commemorate this momentous day when 3 joys converged, I decided I'd have 3 servings of a 3-course meal. Noticing the waiter approaching, I waved enthusiastically and called out, "Waiter, 3 3-course meals for me, please." "Sorry, we don't serve 3-course meals here." "What? 3-dish rice, the most delicious meal in the world, and you're telling me you don't have it?" I've always thought 3-dish rice was the greatest invention in human history. How could a high-class restaurant not serve it? "Sorry, this is a Western restaurant," the waiter apologized again, bowing his head. "Can't I just use a fork and knife to eat it? Isn't the only difference with a Western restaurant the utensils?" But before the waiter could explain further, Tyler chimed in supportively, "We came here today to eat 3-dish rice. If you don't have it, then call the manager to see me, Tyler said sternly, as if performing in a play. Very well. Please wait a moment, I'll inform the kitchen to prepare it immediately. Yeah. Tyler and I proudly high-fived in celebration. Honestly, we didn't mean to make things difficult for them, it's just that I wasn't in a great mood today, so they were unlucky enough to cross our path. Finally, 2 steaming hot 3-course meals arrived at the table, smelling absolutely delicious. Tyler and I didn't bother with appearances and devoured the food eagerly. It stole a piece of my chicken, so I retaliated by grabbing a slice of its char siu. Eating a 3-course meal with Tyler felt like a world war unfolding right on the dining table. Once my stomach was filled with my favorite dishes, my mood instantly brightened. Just as Tyler and I were leaving the Western restaurant and heading home, my phone rang. It was a call from my best friend, Mia Thompson. 2 months without a call from her, she must be going crazy missing me. 05. Summer homework. Hello. Hello. You little rascal, now that you're about to achieve your dream, you don't need friends anymore, huh? We clearly agreed to work part-time together this summer, but in the end, the job for 2 people turned into me doing it alone. If I see you tomorrow, you're dead meat. It seems Mia Thompson's summer isn't much better than mine. The moment I picked up the phone, she started ranting like a disgruntled wife, relentlessly expressing her dissatisfaction through the call. But even though everyone is struggling, at least she earns money from her part-time job, while I have to spend money just to invite trouble. Mia Thompson, don't forget to treat me to a meal once you get your paycheck. You promised, half of it is mine. TCH. Daisy Bloom, let's see if you survive tomorrow before you start talking. Mia Thompson's angry tone suddenly turned icy, and I felt a chill emanating from the phone. It's clearly summer now, yet I feel like I've stepped into the freezing depths of a snowy June. I bet you haven't even touched your summer homework yet. Mia Thompson declared confidently. What? Summer homework? Why does my life still include the nightmare of summer homework? Let me think, where did I put it? Oh, right, I think my mom sold it as scrap paper before I went to summer camp. I don't care. Come to school 2 hours early tomorrow to copy mine. I've borrowed last year's workbook from a senior, and I've added some extra exercises. Just do it half-heartedly. Mia Thompson. You truly are my encyclopedia of problem-solving. No matter what issues arise, we face them together. Though, to be honest, most of the time, she takes the initiative to handle things. The next day. In my 20 years of life, the one thing I always feel deprived of is sleep. Even though I waste a third of each day sleeping, it feels like the moment I close my eyes, it's already morning when I open them again. The opening ceremony started at 8 o'clock, and Mia Thompson and I agreed to meet at school at 6 a.m. I was 10 minutes late, and when I entered the classroom, Mia Thompson was already in full-on self-disciplined mode. Late again, as expected. Mia Thompson focused on copying her summer homework without even looking at me but still reminded me, if you don't want to spend 2 hours running laps around the schoolyard in front of all the teachers and students, you'd better start copying quickly. That's right. We were already third-year seniors. If we got punished in front of the new students on the very first day of school, I wouldn't dare show my face for the rest of the year. Terrified, I shivered and hurriedly pulled my homework book out of my bag. As I opened the first page of the workbook, something unbelievable happened. Don't worry, no ghosts or monsters popped out, but my homework was already completely done. I couldn't believe my eyes. I flipped through the pages several times, and except for a few particularly difficult problems, everything was finished. I clearly remembered that starting from the 4th day of summer break, I had attended an intensive summer camp, and during the 3 days prior, I hadn't touched my summer homework at all. What's more, this workbook had mysteriously reappeared in my desk drawer last night, even though my mom had sold it as scrap paper before I left for camp. At that moment, Mia Thompson noticed something was off, snatched my workbook to take a look, and stared at me with an expression even more astonished than Columbus discovering America. Daisy Bloom. When did you finish your homework? Didn't you just get released yesterday? Mia Thompson, maybe I've got superpowers. I said, pretending to stay calm. 06, Special Abilities. Even I couldn't believe it myself. I managed to complete a workbook of over 100 pages without even realizing it. This must surely be some supernatural phenomenon that science cannot explain. Hence, I thought I must possess some special ability, completing it subconsciously while asleep. Whack! Mia Thompson rolled up my workbook and hit me hard on the head. Are you out of your mind? Clearly, this isn't Daisy Bloom's handwriting. Was it your dad or your younger brother who helped you finish it? That's right. If I truly had some special ability, I wouldn't consistently score poorly. But then, who could have helped me complete it? My dad is often away on business trips, my mom doesn't even know the 26 letters of the English alphabet, and Tyler just recently graduated high school. Among them, the most capable one would be Tyler. But during summer vacation, his schedule was packed with work. Moreover, even though he was admitted to G University through a special program, there's no way he could handle college-level assignments. This workbook includes not just English and literature but also advanced mathematics, statistics, economics, and marketing. He couldn't possibly excel in all these subjects. So, who on earth helped me finish it? Carrying this unresolved question, I seized every second to copy Mia Thompson's assignments. After all, since I was already here, I couldn't just stand by and let Mia Thompson suffer alone. 2 intense hours passed, and we finally completed copying Mia Thompson's assignments. Hopefully, the teacher wouldn't notice the 2 different handwriting styles, otherwise, all our efforts would go to waste. At this moment, apart from Mia Thompson and me, all our classmates had already gathered in the auditorium. So, Mia Thompson and I hurriedly adjusted our outfits, tying our ties as we dashed toward the auditorium. When we arrived, we hid behind the back door, planning to observe the situation inside first before sneaking into our class lineup at the right moment. Students, please give a warm round of applause to welcome Tyler Bloom, the highest scorer in this year's entrance exam, to the stage for his speech. Tack tack. As the principal's speech ended, a round of enthusiastic applause erupted. Tyler Bloom? Impossible, could the top freshman this year share the same name as our Tyler? The name Tyler Bloom isn't exactly common, these two are bound to cross paths someday. While I was still lost in thoughts, imagining the future connection between the two, a male student with a perfect figure, tall and elegant, walked gracefully onto the stage. His strikingly handsome face left the entire school in awe. Wow! He's so handsome. Oh my gosh! Am I dreaming? The legendary prince has truly appeared. Isn't he the famous teen model, Tyler? My goodness! It really is Tyler. I can't believe I get to attend the same school as Tyler. I'm so happy I could die. Tyler stepped onto the podium, causing more astonishment than the Shenzhou 1 spacecraft landing on the moon. The audience below the stage buzzed with excitement, but the person most shocked at this moment should have been me. Tyler was clearly the student directly admitted to G University. Before the exams, teachers from the school even visited our house, expressing how much they had pinned their hopes on Tyler. G University is not only the top university in the country but also one of the best in the world. It boasts not only the most outstanding faculty in the nation but also state-of-the-art teaching facilities and an exceptional environment. Even without those factors, the most important thing is that G University has a 100% graduation and employment rate. Many renowned international companies specifically recruit talent from there. Holding a diploma from G University is like having a global savings bond, it can be exchanged for significant wealth anywhere. This silly Tyler Bloom, could his brain have been operated on by aliens? Why would he give up such a golden opportunity to attend our third-rate university? 07, opening ceremony. No matter what, even though he was standing on stage delivering a powerful speech for the freshmen, I had to stop this wrongful game from spreading before it caused even bigger mistakes. I immediately called Tyler. He noticed the phone vibrating in his pocket. Honestly, I didn't expect much from him answering the call, but he actually picked up. It was astonishing how he ignored thousands of teachers and students in the entire school and dared to answer the phone in front of everyone. Clearly, he didn't respect this school at all. Tyler. Come down here right now. I don't want to. This is not where you're supposed to be. Get down here immediately. Whether you agree or not, even if I have to drag you, I'll take you to G University to enroll. I didn't know what had happened in the past 2 months, nor did I understand why Tyler was here. Even if G University rejected him, I would plead with them, beg them to give him another chance. Because that's where he truly belonged. If you can, then go ahead and try. Tyler replied arrogantly, and with that, he hung up. Mia Thompson, who had been observing the situation around us, said that the entire world was currently focused on Tyler shining on stage, so no one would notice us. Therefore, we had to seize this chance to sneak back into our class group. But with Tyler's rebellious personality, would he let me off so easily? As Mia and I pushed open the auditorium doors and quietly slipped inside, Tyler had just finished his speech for the freshmen. He immediately locked eyes with us and unexpectedly added, "I have one more piece of advice for everyone. Daisy Bloom, a third-year student from Class A Comprehensive, ranked 103rd in the grade, is my sister. I don't want to see any bullying happening to her. If anyone dares to pick on her, that's fine, but make sure to check with me first." That's all for my speech. Thank you, everyone. At that moment, the auditorium erupted into the most thunderous applause it had ever witnessed. Perhaps since the school's establishment, no speech had ever been more shocking. I stood frozen, clenching my fists, gritting my teeth as I glared at Tyler Bloom stepping down from the stage. If tomorrow were the end of the world, the one thing I'd want to do most right now is to beat him up. It wasn't enough that he frequently bullied me, but now he was inciting the entire school to do the same, even publicly announcing my ranking to everyone. Oh, dear God. Why do I have such a devilish younger brother? And Sean Harper, did he hear what Tyler just said? My beloved Sean Harper, I hope you're fast asleep right now and didn't hear a single word of it. Daisy Bloom. As soon as Tyler stepped off the stage, the principal rushed over, grabbing the microphone and shouting louder than thunder, "Come to my office immediately." If I had Doraemon's time machine, I'd go back to my past life to see if I had some deep-seated grudge with Tyler Bloom. In this life, I've treated him well, haven't I? Sure, I occasionally bullied him a little, but it was just stealing his food or knocking on his head, nothing that warranted this kind of revenge. In the principal's office, I endured an hour-long scolding in a voice as fierce as a lion's roar. Even though my grades were somewhat poor, I'd always maintained the image of a well-behaved student in front of teachers. Yet the principal kept insisting that I should learn from Tyler. A younger brother topping the rankings while the older sister was at the very bottom. Honestly, I really wanted to tell the principal that academic performance isn't dictated by blood relations. Who knows, maybe Tyler was abducted by aliens and genetically modified without my knowledge. But no matter what I said, the principal wouldn't believe me. He, like everyone else, had been utterly bewitched by Tyler to the point of complete infatuation. 08, supply does not meet demand. When returning to the classroom, the fourth lesson of the morning had already begun. At this moment, I noticed that Sean Harper's seat was still empty. How fortunate, it seemed he hadn't arrived at school yet. I had just sat down and barely had time to focus on the lesson when Sean finally showed up. He squinted his tired eyes, dragging his sluggish body step by step into the classroom. "Sean Harper, if you're still sleepy, don't bother coming to school. Even if you do, all you do is slump over the desk and sleep," the math teacher sternly said, tapping the desk with a ruler. "Sorry, sir," Sean replied, seemingly still half asleep, his vacant eyes staring at the math teacher. "Because of the opening ceremony today, I came to school an hour earlier. But I fell asleep on the bus and didn't wake up until the last stop." After explaining to the math teacher, Sean stumbled to his seat. The moment he sat down, he immediately fell asleep again. The math teacher, not knowing what else to do, continued to teach the lesson sternly. "Oh, our poor Sean, why is it that sleeping 20 hours a day still isn't enough for you? Sleeping everywhere like this is really dangerous. What if you encounter someone with bad intentions? Our classmate Sean has been known to have congenital narcolepsy since the first semester. This is a rare condition, and treatment takes a long time, so even the teachers at school are at their wits' end. As long as he finishes his exams before his condition strikes, that's good enough. People with narcolepsy often fall asleep naturally and wake up naturally. When they're awake, no one can make them sleep, and when they're asleep, no one can wake them up. Because of this, the condition can be quite frightening. When they sleep, apart from still breathing, they look no different from someone who has passed away. However, Sean is different from most people with narcolepsy in one peculiar way: he always wakes up naturally at mealtimes. These times are precisely 8 a.m., 12 p.m., and 6:30 p.m. Ring ring ring. The sound of the bell signaling the end of the fourth morning class was like the call of the canteen vendor, as if saying, "Class is over, come eat now." At this moment, Sean habitually woke up, stretched long and wide, then headed toward the canteen. "Mia Thompson, let's get to the canteen quickly." I grabbed Mia Thompson's hand and pulled her out of the classroom. The canteen of Endeavor Academy was as crowded as a vegetable market during a big sale. All the seats were taken, yet the line of people waiting to buy food stretched all the way to the canteen door. The principal was truly to blame, clearly aware that the canteen couldn't meet the demand, yet they still admitted more students to the school. Were they expecting students to eat while standing? Oh no! There's no place to sit. "Tyler, let's eat outside." Amid the noisy atmosphere resembling a vegetable market, a strange voice called out from behind, but with a familiar name. I turned around in surprise, and sure enough, it was Tyler Bloom, accompanied by two rather handsome male students, likely his new classmates. Just as Tyler agreed to eat outside with his friends, a girl in the canteen suddenly offered her seat and enthusiastically waved at Tyler. "Tyler! Tyler! There's a seat here, come sit." Tyler Bloom merely gave the girl a glance. Immediately after, most of the female students in the canteen stood up, mimicking the girl's actions and offering their seats to Tyler. Unbelievable! His popularity was rising faster than the speed of light. Tyler Bloom is just one person, how could he possibly need so many seats at once? 09, Gene mutation. However, in the end, Tyler didn't choose any seat. He quietly turned his back and left the cafeteria with his friend. "Wow, Daisy, your little brother is even more popular than I imagined. Then we won't have to worry about finding a seat later," Mia Thompson said nonchalantly. After buying our meals, Mia Thompson and I thought that simply mentioning I was Tyler's sister would make people give up their seats for us. But who would have thought? Not a single person in the entire school believed me. They even said we didn't look alike at all, making me feel like a fool as everyone laughed at me. To be honest, if you look closely, Tyler and I don't share any resemblance. When we were little, people used to say Tyler looked like Mom, but as he grew older, he became so unbelievably handsome that he no longer resembled her. As for me, my appearance hasn't changed much since birth, as if I were molded directly from Dad's genes. Perhaps this is what they call a genetic mutation. Because the cafeteria was so crowded, I couldn't see Sean anywhere when I entered. He must have gone off on his own again, finding a quiet corner to eat and nap. As expected, Sean was absent for both afternoon classes. Normally, people feel sleepy after eating, let alone someone like Sean, who suffers from narcolepsy. Honestly, I'm always worried about him. He often falls into a deep sleep, completely oblivious to the world, and when he wakes up, he has no idea what time it is. During the summer, it's not a big deal, but in winter, it's so easy to catch a cold. However, Sean insists that aside from narcolepsy, he's immune to all other illnesses. After school, Mia Thompson mentioned she had arranged a social gathering with some boys from other classes, and of course, some girls from our class would also be attending. I've always declined every gathering organized by Mia Thompson, and she knows this well. I like Sean. Even though I haven't had the chance to confess to him yet, and he seems uninterested in anything other than sleeping, I still like him a lot. Sean is adorable. His sleepy demeanor makes people feel protective of him, and seeing him so frail and sickly only makes me want to shield him even more. Daisy Bloom, how old are you this year? You're about to graduate from college and have never had a boyfriend. Do you think that's fine? Every time I turned down Mia Thompson's invitations to gatherings, she would say something similar. I don't understand why you like that sleepyhead. Sure, he's a bit handsome, but there are probably 200 or 300 million guys in the world more handsome than him. Besides, I guarantee you, if you confess to him, you won't even get to finish saying, "I like you," before he falls asleep. Fine. Even if you two manage to date, what can you do? You'd go on a date, and within 10 minutes, he'd be asleep on the street. Then what? Are you going to carry him home or call 911 to take him to the hospital? I will find a way to cure his illness. Even though I don't have the slightest confidence in this goal, I will try my best to achieve it. Why don't you try attending a meetup? Give yourself another chance, wouldn't that be better? Who knows, you might meet someone even more suitable than Sean. Alright, Mia Thompson, thanks for your advice, but I really can't join the meetup today because my family is having a trial conference tonight. Finally escaping Mia Thompson's strict supervision, I hurried home to discuss tonight's trial conference with my mom. This trial conference was planned by me, with the purpose of questioning Tyler about his decision to give up on G University. As long as we can figure out the reason, we can then come up with a suitable solution, hoping to salvage his chance to attend G University. 10. The trial. After finalizing the trial plan, my mom and I sat seriously at the dining table. Dad was away on a business trip, so his seat was temporarily occupied by a teddy bear. Everything was ready, and we immediately called Tyler to come home. In less than 10 minutes, Tyler leisurely returned. Judging by his demeanor, it seemed he still hadn't realized his mistake. Fine. Even if this negotiation fails, I'll drag him to G University tomorrow. Tyler. I frowned, pointing at him and guiding him to the defendant's seat. Sit down right now. Tyler, usually stubborn and rebellious, surprisingly didn't resist this time and obediently took his seat. You're not obligated to speak now, but everything you say will be used as evidence in court. I quoted this line from TV, though it had nothing to do with the situation. Tell the truth, why didn't you choose G University? I don't like it there, he replied firmly, without hesitation. But last time, when the school officials visited our house, didn't you seem very happy? What was I supposed to do? Reject them outright on the spot? He had a point, turning them down face to face would have been awkward, especially since they came all the way to our house. In your application form, there's definitely no mention of G University, is there? With Tyler's grades, getting into G University was a no-brainer. He was even offered direct admission. All he had to do was list G University as his preference, and he'd be accepted regardless of his scores. So, the only possibility was that he had listed Endeavor Academy instead. Is that even a question? He scoffed, throwing the question back at me. He's right. Why did I ask? Something I already knew the answer to. But, what should I ask next to get him to reveal the truth? Anyway, if you can't give me a reasonable explanation, I won't let you show up at Endeavor Academy tomorrow. I had already prepared myself mentally. If the negotiation failed, I would risk everything. Worst case scenario, I'd end up fighting Tyler. Because you're a student at Endeavor Academy. Tyler said, staring seriously at the teddy bear that stood in for Mom and Dad, who were busy taking notes. Finally, his gaze landed on me. I want the whole school to know that I am Daisy Bloom's younger brother, and I can accomplish everything Daisy Bloom couldn't. What? That wasn't an explanation, it was a challenge. Hateful. Absolutely hateful. Why do I have a brother like this? After speaking, Tyler carelessly tossed his school bag onto the sofa, then headed to his room and slammed the door shut. Mom. Unable to reason with Tyler, I could only vent my frustration to Mom. Say something, please. This is about Tyler's future and the happiness of our entire family. Daisy, I know you care about your brother, but you can't rely on him too much. After all, he isn't responsible for carrying the happiness of everyone. Did Mom take some kind of special medicine today? Why were her words even more profound than Tyler's? Besides, Tyler is right. If you work hard yourself, you can get into G University too. Why force that goal onto your brother? What? So they both think the reason I want Tyler to get into G University is because I'm bad at studying, can't pass the entrance exam, and hope my brother can succeed so I can bask in his glory? Excuse me? Do I look like that kind of person? I genuinely believe that if you have the ability, why waste the opportunity? Tyler is young and doesn't understand yet, so it's normal for him to lose his way temporarily. But why is even Mom being so unreasonable? Chapter 2, Her and His Hidden Secret 01. The poor postman the next day. Early the following morning, as I stepped out of my room, I accidentally stepped on something hard on the floor. Looking down, I realized it was the latest issue of Supreme Vogue. This was the edition where Tyler was the cover model, the one I had been eager to get my hands on. Just the other day, he had explicitly said he wouldn't give it to me. Clearly, he must have felt guilty and decided to leave it here as a way to make amends. He's my younger brother, I've watched him grow up since he was little. I can predict his every move just by the way he twitches. Did he really think I'd forgive him just because of this? In his next life, maybe. But still. I gently ran my fingers over the magazine cover. This issue was truly a collector's item. The stylist had transformed Tyler into an incredibly handsome figure, and the photographer had captured his most flattering angles. No wonder this Supreme Vogue issue was selling so well. Right, I should check who designed the outfit Tyler wore for the shoot. This was the real reason I wanted this magazine. I flipped to the table of contents to find the details about the cover and immediately spotted the designer's name, Spectrum. The magazine mentioned that the designer's name was Spectrum. Spectrum means Wangfu, but clearly, that couldn't be his real name. Still, the name Spectrum exuded the charisma of a true designer. I wondered if Tyler knew Spectrum. If he did, that would be perfect, I'd make him introduce me to the designer. A talent like this, and yet the magazine didn't even include a feature about him. The editors of this publication were truly negligent. If there had been a proper introduction, I'm sure more people would be interested. Before I woke up, Tyler had already left the house. I figured he was avoiding me, didn't want to go to school with me or endure my endless nagging. When I arrived at the school gate, two unfamiliar girls stopped me. They were wearing the uniform of our Endeavor Academy. Seeing them hand me a letter, I didn't even need to ask to know it was for Tyler. Hello, you're Tyler Bloom's sister, Daisy Bloom, right? Could you help deliver this letter to Tyler? And here's mine too. Another girl held out her letter toward me. I had absolutely no intention of accepting their letters, but when I saw the names and classes written on the envelopes, I realized they were third-year students like me. Goodness, having a crush should have its limits. Tyler is just a freshman. Even if they didn't mind, there's no way Tyler would ever agree to this. You're in the same grade as me, right? Yes. They both nodded in unison. You do realize Tyler is my younger brother, not my older brother, right? So what? Isn't sibling romance all the rage these days? This isn't about whether it's trendy or not. Moreover, how can love progress based on trends? Love must stem from genuine feelings to be truly complete. Sorry, I can't be your messenger. Since elementary school, quite a few people have pursued Tyler and asked me to act as their messenger. The result? Either Tyler scolded them outright or he simply tossed the letters away. This left the girls waiting endlessly for a reply, thinking I hadn't delivered their letters to Tyler. And now, Tyler and I are arguing, he won't even look at me. How could he possibly accept a letter I deliver on someone else's behalf? Love letters like these should be handed directly to the person you like. Think about it, Tyler receives so many letters every day. How could he possibly read each one or know who sent them? I said. You're all grown up now. If you don't even have the courage to personally deliver a letter to someone you like, how can you pursue love? Well, fine. If you won't help, then stop giving us so many excuses. We'll never ask you again. Humph. The two girls shot me a disdainful glare before turning and running off. What? I couldn't stand their reaction. Did I say anything wrong? Clearly, I was right. They're adults now, yet they still dare to confess to a freshman in college. Do they even know how to spell the word shame? It's all because of that foolish Tyler Bloom. Why does he have to be so ridiculously handsome? Couldn't he have taken after Dad, Mom, or me instead? Honestly, if he resembled any of us, things would be so much easier. But no, he looks nothing like me, and yet I'm the one who has to deal with all this frustration. It's infuriating. 02, the Pioneer Era. Since my first year of university, the only club I've joined has been the design team. This afternoon, when I arrived at the club, I received some exciting news from our team leader. He announced that next month, Eminence Couture will host a small yet professional fashion design competition at the City Cultural Center. The competition is open to all, regardless of age, gender, nationality, or whether one is a professional or amateur. As long as a sketch passes the preliminary round, the outfit will have the chance to appear on the red carpet during the finals. Even though the odds might be 1 in 6.5 billion, given the world population is approximately 6.5 billion, I'll give it my all to give this a shot. If I'm lucky enough to win, I'll be one step closer to achieving my dream, Caspia Academy of Arts. By the way, Eminence Couture is the most renowned self-created brand. Though it's a domestic label, its products can rival international brands from France and the West. Moreover, Eminence Couture targets high-end customers, with most of its products rarely circulated domestically and instead exported to major cities abroad like Dubai, Brunei, Sweden, and the US. What sets Eminence Couture apart from typical fashion brands is its emphasis on individuality, expression, and uniqueness. Their design philosophy is, while others are still standing on the plains, I am already on the peak of the era. Simply put, the clothes produced by Eminence Couture are not meant to be worn but to be admired as works of art or collectibles for display. Because their competition requirements call for clothes that don't look like clothes, this opens up endless possibilities for our imagination. The team leader mentioned that this time, it's not a group competition. Each participant is limited to submitting exactly 2 designs, no more, no less. Truly befitting the strongest fashion brand in the country, even a small design competition is held to such rigorous standards. By limiting the number of participants, they aim to maximize the contestants' potential. By capping the number of submissions, they reduce the workload for the organizers. It's said that aside from honorary certificates, the top 3 winners will also receive cash prizes. If I can win that money, I'll use it to treat Sean's narcolepsy. It's like killing 2 birds with 1 stone, so this time, I must succeed, I cannot fail. After returning home, I locked myself in my room and focused on gathering materials online. I even flipped through every fashion magazine I could find, hoping to draw some inspiration. Although the competition is next month, the preliminary sketches must be submitted by the week after next, which means I only have 2 weeks to complete the designs and 1 month to execute them. Once I know what I want to draw, finishing 2 sketches will only take a day. But as for what I'll draw, I currently have no clue whatsoever. The previous winning entries from Eminence Couture far exceeded the imagination of ordinary people. Even if I can't surpass those works, I must at least create something striking, something unforgettable at first glance. Knock, knock, knock. The sound of someone knocking on the door. I didn't know how long I had been lost in thought. All I knew was that when my brain cells were nearly drained, a few knocks sounded on the door outside. Daisy Bloom. How long are you planning to practice the 9E manual? Come out and eat. Tyler called impatiently from outside. The 9E manual. What are you talking about? I asked as I opened the door. Aren't you in there in seclusion training? If it's not the 9E manual, then could it be the sunflower manual? Fine. 9E manual it is. I was too tired to argue with him. Thinking is such an exhausting task, so I needed to eat more, replenish my energy, and then continue brainstorming design ideas. 03, explosive inspiration. After finishing my meal, I was about to return to my room, shut the door, and continue creating when I unexpectedly noticed Tyler's school bag casually tossed on the sofa. A delicate bracelet fell out from inside. It was a lucky grass bracelet that had been all the rage some time ago. Made by hand from dried raffia grass, it was adorned with dazzling crystal stones. Although lucky grass bracelets are now easy to purchase on the market, their handcrafted nature makes each one unique. Tyler, why do you have this? I asked, hooking the bracelet with my finger. A fan gave it to me, Tyler replied indifferently. Of course, I knew it was from a fan. As if you'd go out and buy something like this yourself. I thought you never accepted gifts from fans. This is different. Raffia grass symbolizes luck and unwavering love. Besides, it's not expensive, so I decided to take it. Symbolism. Plus being inexpensive. Is that what surpasses all rare treasures and becomes the reason people fall in love with it at first sight? Grass hats, grass shoes, grass clothes. While humans have used these since ancient times, as far as I know, raffia grass clothing isn't very common. Furthermore, it's handcrafted and much easier to produce compared to other non-fabric materials. Additionally, raffia grass is soft, doesn't feel heavy on the body, is easy to dye, and can be paired with various accessories like crystal stones, dried flowers, silk, or plastic. In short, it complements everything. Alright then. This time, the theme will be Raffia Lover. The men's outfit will feature a super stylish and elegant vest, while the women's outfit will be a small camisole paired with a raffia skirt. Other outfits will use fabric materials instead, ensuring the overall design isn't overly tacky or excessive. Once the concept sketch formed in my mind, my creative universe exploded instantly. One design took over 2 hours, and after 5 hours, 2 masterpieces of dedication lay before me. Every time I immerse myself in designing, I completely lose track of time. When I finally snapped out of it and stretched, I realized my arms, legs, and shoulders ached terribly. Glancing at the clock, I saw it was already past 1 a.m. sleep. I need to sleep immediately. The moment I lay down on the bed, I fell asleep instantly. It didn't feel like sleep, it felt like passing out. 04, the long march the next day. If Tyler hadn't woken me up, I would have slept so deeply that I wouldn't have known day from night. Besides waking me up, Tyler also waited to go to school with me. But now I can't go to school yet. I want to submit my design to the organizers of the Eminence Couture design competition first, then head to school. Although today isn't the deadline, all competitions are the same, there's an order of submission. As long as you finish earlier than others, you'll have a chance to surpass them. Especially in the field of design, if the quality isn't significantly different, the judges often prioritize those who complete their work in the shortest time. I can't guarantee that my design is one of a kind. What I come up with could very well be thought of by someone else too, so I don't want to waste even a single minute. When I arrived at the registration point for the fashion design competition, Eminence Couture, I was overwhelmed by a line longer than the Great Wall of China. If I started queuing now, I feared that by the time it was my turn, school hours would already be over. Skipping a day of school wasn't the issue was if I waited in line until they finished work and still didn't get my turn, wouldn't today be a complete waste of effort? What should I do? If I came back tomorrow, I'd have to arrive before 6 a.m. just to squeeze into the front. It takes 30 minutes by bus from home to here, so if I decided to come tomorrow, I'd need to wake up at 5 a.m. Waking up at 5 isn't the problem is there's no bus at 5. Even if I managed to register before they finished work tomorrow, I'd still be a day behind those participating today. After much thought, I resolved to stay in line behind the long queue and continue this arduous, long march. If you put this persistence into studying, I guarantee you'd be in the top 10 of your class. A sarcastic comment suddenly rang in my ears, and the voice sounded exactly like Tyler. I immediately turned around, and sure enough, it was Tyler standing right in front of me. Hadn't he already gone to school? Why was he here? Moreover, how did he even know I was entering the Eminence Couture competition? Are you stalking me? I asked, glaring at him in disdain. Follow me. Tyler suddenly left me with those 3 words and turned to walk away. After taking a few steps, he glanced back, saw that I wasn't following, and grabbed my hand, pulling me out of the line. Tyler, where are you taking me? I have to register today. If I miss it, I won't make it. I struggled to free my hand from Tyler's grip, but his strength was overwhelming, squeezing my hand painfully as he refused to let go. So frustrating. Aren't we supposed to be sisters? Why are our personalities so drastically different? If only I could understand a little of what's going on in Tyler's mind, maybe I wouldn't be bullied by her all the time. The outcome was completely unexpected. Tyler actually led me into the company, Eminence Couture. At first, the security at the door stopped us, but Tyler simply said, I'm a special model for Supreme Vogue, invited by the designer to try on outfits. Immediately, the security guard let us in and even apologized profusely. Oh right. I almost forgot, under the Eminence Couture brand are 2 other famous labels, Supreme Vogue and Ethereal Grace. Eminence Couture embodies a style of nobility, luxury, extravagance, and surrealism. Supreme Vogue follows trends with modernity, individuality, and perfectionism, while Ethereal Grace leans toward youthful, adorable, vibrant, and idealistic aesthetics. The strength of Eminence Couture is entirely supported by Supreme Vogue and Ethereal Grace as its pillars. Although Eminence Couture is a fashion brand, their clothing isn't made for just anyone to wear, nor is it something everyone can afford. Compared to Eminence Couture, Supreme Vogue is a tier lower but still an internationally renowned brand with steep prices, sought after by high-income individuals. Even lower in tier is Ethereal Grace, a brand widely accepted and loved by the general public, suitable for all classes. Though not much, I do have 5 pieces from Ethereal Grace in my wardrobe. I bought them all with my New Year's gift money. They're my secret weapons. I wouldn't casually wear them unless it's for an important occasion. 05, very pleased to meet you. 3 years ago, Tyler began working as a part-time model for the exclusive fashion magazine, Supreme Vogue. The company repeatedly invited Tyler to sign a contract to become an official model, but Tyler declined, stating that modeling was not his dream. Who would have thought that the salary of an official model was 10 times that of a part-time model? Stepping into the design headquarters of Eminence Couture was already a huge surprise for me. But an even bigger surprise was yet to come. Tyler led me to personally submit my work to the judges of this competition. Knock, knock. Tyler lightly tapped on the large door with a sign outside reading Eminence Couture Design Headquarters. Inside, it was incredibly quiet. In the spacious office, there were only 2 people, and the desk was as chaotic as a battlefield after a fight. "Excuse me, sorry to interrupt." Tyler's voice rang out, and a handsome face peeked out from behind a massive pile of documents. "May we come in?" "Oh. So it's Tyler. I'm currently reviewing the design submissions for the competition organized by Eminence Couture. Come in." The handsome man glanced at us briefly before burying himself back into his work. "Brother, I'm here to submit a design. This is my sister's work, please take a look." Tyler placed my design in front of the handsome man, interrupting his work. This action was clearly impolite, yet Tyler casually turned to me and said, "There, he's the design director of Eminence Couture and the lead designer, Spectrum." "Spectrum? Are you the same Spectrum who designed the cover for this edition of Supreme Vogue?" I exclaimed in astonishment, my eyes wide. "Oh, come on, don't be so formal. Just call me Wangfu," Spectrum said warmly as he opened my design. "What should I do, what should I do?" Spectrum was reviewing my design right on the spot. If he were simply evaluating it from a professional perspective, I wouldn't be so nervous. But he was looking at it as a judge for the competition. This feeling was akin to being in elementary school, when the teacher graded your test papers right in front of you and gave immediate feedback. It was nerve-wracking. "Perfect. Is this really your sister's work?" Wangfu praised enthusiastically, looking at me with a hint of disbelief in his eyes. Cold sweat trickled down as I was called sister by a man who looked about 30 years old. It felt truly strange. "Mr. Wangfu, please don't give me any special treatment just because I'm Tyler's sister. I was originally standing in line at the entrance, but I didn't know Tyler was acquainted with you, let alone that you're a judge for this competition. Do you think I'm someone who can be easily bribed?" Mr. Wangfu immediately turned serious. "I evaluate every piece of work with the utmost professionalism, without any exceptions." "Sorry." It seemed I had overthought things, so I quickly lowered my head to apologize. "Call me when the results are out, okay? I'll head out first." Tyler was just about to turn and leave and Mr. Wangfu stopped him. "My friends have been reading the latest issue of Supreme Vogue, and they're all insisting I introduce you to them. Let's have a meal together when you're free." Mr. Wangfu looked at Tyler with pleading eyes. "You know I hate socializing the most." Tyler frowned as he spoke. "Precisely because I know even a president would struggle to invite you, but these are my girlfriend's colleagues. They're quite particular, and I don't want my girlfriend to feel awkward. If I'm free on Saturday, I'll let you know. I'm leaving now. Don't forget to call me, okay? Goodbye." Hearing Tyler agree, Mr. Wangfu immediately waved enthusiastically to bid us farewell. So, he already has a girlfriend. What a pity, a young, talented, and promising man like him already taken. But then again, having a girlfriend is normal. Looking at Mr. Wangfu, he's probably 28 or 29 years old. It'd be strange if he didn't have one. 06, can't understand. After leaving the headquarters of Eminence Couture, I kept following Tyler. He didn't say a word, nor did he turn to look at me even once. Was he regretting agreeing to Mr. Wangfu's request earlier? Didn't Tyler always despise these superficial social gatherings? Why did he agree immediately this time, just because of a single plea? Could it be because Mr. Wangfu is one of the judges for this competition, and Tyler hopes my work can smoothly make it to the finals, so he accepted the invitation? I'm very confident in my work. Even if it doesn't pass the preliminary round, I don't want my younger brother to sacrifice himself to help me. I joined the competition to prove my own ability. If I have to rely on connections, then why bother participating at all? Tyler. I called out loudly, stopping him. If you're forcing yourself to do things you don't like just for me, I won't be happy. Forcing myself? What makes you think I'm forcing myself? What makes you think I don't like it? You said it yourself, you said you hate dealing with these kinds of social events. Did I? True, I did say that. But now I've changed my mind. Sometimes, playing around with those ladies can actually be quite fun. No way. I object. I quickly stepped in front of Tyler, firmly blocking his path. Tyler, I know you've always loved going against me since we were kids. Even with things I enjoy, you still tried to stop me. But when it comes to design, I hope you can respect my wishes. Tyler knows better than anyone else in the world that design and art are the dreams I've been relentlessly pursuing. My dream isn't just to get into Caspia Academy of Arts but to become a renowned designer and eventually establish my own brand. Even if others think I'm just daydreaming, I've truly worked hard, and I won't regret it even if I fail. Fine. But when you don't make it past the preliminaries, don't come crying to me, saying you regret it. You little brat. Are you cursing me? I grabbed him, jumped up, and gave him a hard knock on the head. Despite his terrible attitude, Tyler eventually agreed. Even though he refused to say it out loud, I could understand his intentions, and that was enough for me. Sometimes, I truly cannot comprehend Tyler's mindset. The older I get, the stronger this feeling becomes. Is it because I've aged and can no longer grasp the thoughts of the younger generation? Or is it because Tyler has matured, with a way of thinking far beyond my reach? Like during the opening ceremony, he rallied everyone at school to bully me but then said they had to get his permission first. What on earth does that even mean? To this day, I haven't been bullied at school. Then there was the time I asked him to pick up the latest issue of Supreme Vogue from the publishing house. He outright refused, but the next day, he quietly left a copy of Supreme Vogue at my door. Or like today, I clearly told him to head to school first. Yet, he secretly followed me here to help submit my competition entry, not even minding being late. Besides that, he's done many other puzzling things. They're so confusing that I can't even remember the specifics. The longer I'm around Tyler, the more unfamiliar he feels to me. He's no longer the little boy who used to tell me everything and share every thought with me. As his older sister, I feel like I've failed. But judging by these actions, Tyler doesn't truly hate me. At the very least, he's always helping me, it's just that he's not very good at expressing himself. 07. Looking for models after submitting the design, whether I make it to the preliminary round or not, I still have to decide on the models in advance. Actually, when I was sketching the design, I already had someone in mind. I was thinking of Sean while I drew. As for the female outfit, I could ask Mia Thompson. Although Mia Thompson doesn't have the standard figure of a model, she has a delicate, charming face, and her height of 1.66 meters isn't too short. As long as she fits into my outfit, that's all that matters. Most importantly, she has a strong passion for performing and doesn't falter on big stages, which is the trait I admire most about her. Now the only issue is how to get Sean to be my male model. Sean's physique isn't as ideal as Tyler's, of course. If I asked Tyler to model, it would definitely draw more attention to my work. But I believe every designer has had this thought, wanting to see the person they like most wearing the clothes they designed. After graduating next year, I probably won't have the chance to see Sean again. For the past 2 years, I could only secretly watch him sleep. Talking to him feels harder than meeting the boy band Dong Bang Shin Ki. Mia Thompson, please. I'm begging you, can you help me? After class, I earnestly pleaded with Mia Thompson for help. Daisy Bloom, I really don't understand you. Doesn't your family have someone? Why do you insist on asking that lazybones? Mia Thompson didn't seem inclined to help me, and her attitude toward Sean wasn't exactly friendly either. Daisy Bloom, can I beg you instead? Please ask Tyler to be your partner. I'd love to share the stage with Tyler. Asking Tyler to model can wait for another time, but after graduating from university, there's no way I'll be able to ask Sean again. And what about me? What about this is Caspia Academy of Arts. I don't care what CAS it is, anyway, I'm not interested at all. After graduating from university, won't we all go our separate ways? Fine. If you won't help me find Sean to be the model, forget it. But you promised to model for me, so don't you dare stand me up. Mia Thompson is also a fan of Tyler, as expected. Her personality is just as stubborn as Tyler's, not flexible at all. Shouldn't I be the one to choose the model for my outfits? In the following days, I had no chance to talk to Sean at all. He either didn't show up to class or was asleep, and no matter how much I called him, he wouldn't wake up. By noon, he would automatically wake up for lunch, but after eating, he would disappear in a hurry. One day, I received a package from Eminence Couture. I hurriedly opened it and found out it was a notification letter for the finals. The Eminence Couture Creative Fashion Design Contest would be held at the beginning of next month, and receiving this letter meant my design had made it to the finals. This was amazing. I didn't expect to make it this far even without Tyler's help. Next, I could immediately take measurements to make outfits for Mia Thompson and Sean. But I still hadn't had the chance to invite Sean to be my model. What should I do now? Maybe I should find a backup model first. As long as they have a decent figure, their appearance doesn't matter much. Mia Thompson has a wide network, I'll ask her for help with this. During the week before the competition, I almost pulled all-nighters every night to work. Sketching the designs was fairly easy, I could make them as extravagant and flashy as I wanted. But when it came to turning the sketches into actual garments, I couldn't help but wonder why I didn't design something simpler. Using raffia grass to create clothing turned out to be more challenging than I imagined. Although the fabric market sold pre-woven raffia sheets that could just be cut and processed, they lacked the finesse of handwoven pieces. As a result, just weaving the top for Mia Thompson took me 3 whole nights. 08, a gentle side knock, knock, knock. Another sleepless night was ahead as I focused all my energy on weaving raffia strands when a knock came from outside my room. Daisy, are you still awake? It was Tyler's voice. Can I come in? Yeah, come in. It was already midnight. What could he possibly want at this hour instead of sleeping? Since it was late at night, the sound of the door opening and Tyler's footsteps were particularly clear. But I didn't have the time to greet him, my eyes remained fixed on weaving the raffia and stringing beads. You seem to take this competition very seriously. Need any help? Tyler asked gently. If he didn't disturb me, that would already be a big help. Could I even expect him to be of any use? I can handle it myself, Tyler. You should go to bed. About that. Tyler hesitated. Have you found a model yet? It seems this is the real reason why he came to find me tonight. As a professional model and also my younger brother, in such an important competition, the fact that I didn't choose Tyler as the model must have made him feel unwilling to accept it. Not yet, but I've already prepared a backup plan. What? Still haven't found one? The competition is next week, and you still haven't decided on a model? Tyler immediately asked, agitated. How should I explain this to him? But I don't even need to say it to know how Tyler will react once he hears it. I think he'll definitely have the same reaction as Mia Thompson, believing that randomly picking someone else as the model would be better than choosing Sean. What if Sean falls asleep before stepping on stage? You have to understand, once he's asleep, no one can wake him up, unless it's mealtime. Because it couldn't understand my mood, I didn't bother to explain anything to it either. I can manage on my own, Tyler. Go to bed first. Can't you see I'm busy? If you really care about me, just get out of my sight so I can make the most of my time to finish this piece. Daisy, even though I don't understand your reasons, if you need help, just let me know. Tyler said with a determined yet slightly stammering tone. Did Tyler take the wrong medicine tonight or come down with something? Why is he suddenly acting so kind toward me? I carefully pressed my forehead lightly against Tyler's to check. No fever. Could it be he ate some poisonous mushrooms? What are you doing? Tyler avoided me awkwardly. Tyler, are you sick? Suddenly being nice to me like this, I'm really not used to it. I honestly voiced my thoughts. Let me clarify, I am absolutely not someone who enjoys being mistreated. It's just that Tyler usually treats me so poorly. Forget about deliberately opposing me, whatever I do seems to never meet his approval. That day at the opening ceremony was a prime example. Not only does he never see me as his sister, but he also shows me no respect. Although I often hate that part of his personality, at the end of the day, he's still my younger brother. If he's poorly behaved, I share part of the responsibility for not teaching him well. You're the one who's sick. Tyler immediately reverted to his usual aggressive demeanor. If you keep staying up late like this, it'd be a miracle if you don't get sick. I'm just worried you'll get so exhausted you'll end up in the hospital, and I'll have to fork out money for your medical bills. Shoo. Clearly, he's worried about me but refuses to admit it. How utterly unadorable. Got it, I won't borrow a single penny from you, okay? Now go to bed, or if you wake Mom up, I'm doomed. Mom knows I'm participating in the fashion design competition, but under no circumstances can she find out I'm staying up late to work on it. She's always believed my poor academic performance is caused by my passion for fashion design. Because of that, she strictly demanded that I improve my grades first before pursuing any personal interests. 09, a wonderful opportunity, Tyler. Wait a second. I called out to Tyler, who was about to leave the room. Could you help me order some takeout? I suddenly feel so hungry. It's all Tyler's fault for distracting me. If I had stayed focused on my work, no matter how tired I was, I wouldn't have felt hungry. But once my attention is interrupted, I immediately feel the need to refuel. What do you want to eat? Tyler asked. You know it. Tyler definitely couldn't forget my favorite food. Just one bite of it, and my energy would be instantly restored. At this hour? There's no way to get a 3-course meal delivered. Besides, ordering delivery. No need to shout about it if it's unavailable. Then just get me 2 portions of fried chicken. Hurry up. Around here, only the fried chicken place stays open 24/7. In the calm of the late night, about half an hour later, not only did I not feel sleepy, but I was becoming more and more alert. At that moment, I heard a gentle knock on the front door from outside. It must be my fried chicken. I abandoned my work excitedly and rushed to the door. But the moment I opened it, I thought I had seen a ghost. Standing before me was someone in a brightly colored work uniform with the words, "Fried Chicken," printed on it, and they had a face identical to Sean's. Oh my gosh! How could there be 2 people in the world who look so alike? I stared at him from head to toe, left to right, front to back, and the more I looked, the more he resembled Sean. That'll be $56, Sean's lookalike finally spoke, and his voice was 100% identical to the original Sean's. That's not right. He must be Sean Harper from our class. There's no way I'm mistaken. The heavens wouldn't be so kind as to send 2 Sean Harpers my way. You're Sean Harper, aren't you? I asked in astonishment, pointing at him without considering his feelings. Aren't you supposed to have severe narcolepsy? Why are you still awake in the middle of the night? As you can see, I'm working part-time. Sean spread his arms and replied nonchalantly. He's working part-time. Did I hear that correctly? Sean said he's working part-time. Isn't he the one who sleeps 20 hours a day, using the remaining time just to eat and go to the bathroom? Turns out he can actually work part-time. Sean working late at night means he doesn't have narcolepsy at all. Does he sleep during the day because he doesn't sleep at all at night? Why are you working part-time at night? Don't you feel tired? I asked sympathetically. Of course, it's for the money, he answered bluntly. $56, please pay up quickly. I've got more deliveries to make. Urged by Sean, I immediately took the money out of my wallet and handed it to him. I was so thrilled to see Sean that I almost forgot the most important thing. As he was about to get on his motorcycle and leave, I quickly called out to him. Wait. I ran outside without even putting on my shoes, blocking his motorcycle. I have a very important fashion design competition next week. I want to invite you to be my model. Sean didn't immediately agree, nor did he outright refuse, which showed he was still hesitating. Hesitation means there's still hope, just a little coaxing, and wouldn't success be within reach? Of course, relying on looks won't do, as I don't have any to begin with. The first prize in the competition comes with a cash reward of $5,000, and even the third prize has $1,000. If I win, I'll share half with you. Because the other half, I have to give to Mia Thompson. I can do without the prize money, after all, I'm participating solely for the reputation and experience. With such favorable terms, Sean has no reason to refuse, right? 10. The secret of unspoken love, are you really going to share half with me? Sean asked in disbelief, his eyes practically turning into 2 golden coins. Money indeed always has such an irresistible allure. Yes. 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 I nodded furiously. I have one condition. Sean hadn't even stated his condition yet, but I kept nodding. You can't reveal anything about my side job, otherwise, you'll be breaching the contract. That's amazing. I exclaimed, grabbing Sean's hand in excitement. If you're free tomorrow, come to my house to get measured. Any time works for me, I'll be waiting for you. All right. Sean nodded. After agreeing, he rode off into the night on his fast food delivery motorbike. What kind of lucky day is today? Not only did I get to meet Sean, but he also agreed to be my model, and I even discovered his secret. I don't need him to say it, I'd rather die than reveal this secret. It's such a rare thing to share a little secret with Sean, just the two of us. It feels like doing something mischievous, so thrilling and exciting. I was so overjoyed that I accidentally squeezed the fried chicken in my hand into a meat patty. Just picking a random stranger off the street to be your model works, huh? Why do I feel like I'm the unreliable one here? Hearing Tyler's voice, I suddenly looked up, not knowing when he had been standing at the doorway. He must have been eavesdropping on our conversation just now. He's not a stranger, he's Sean. Sean, the one I like the most. I've had a crush on him since freshman year, even though I don't know much about him. Over the past 2 years, we've spoken less than 10 sentences to each other, but in my heart, he's the perfect one. Oh. Knowing that Sean doesn't actually suffer from narcolepsy, I'm sure I won't be able to sleep tonight out of excitement. Sean. Calling him so casually, your relationship must be really close. Tyler asked, his gaze unfriendly. But my mood right now is better than winning the lottery, so who cares about his expression? Just normal. Who knows, maybe our relationship will keep improving, and one day Tyler might even call Sean his brother-in-law. Oh ho ho. If it weren't past midnight, I'd definitely scream with excitement. By the way, Sean's coming to our house tomorrow. Make sure you don't cause any trouble. I'm truly looking forward to tomorrow, as if betting my entire lifetime of happiness on it. I just hope I don't embarrass myself in front of Sean. I should call Mia Thompson to help me avoid any awkward situations. I can't wait for tomorrow. I have to call Mia Thompson now to share this great news. Back in my room, I couldn't wait any longer and dialed Mia Thompson. Luckily, she hadn't turned off her phone to sleep. After being woken up, she scolded me harshly and immediately hung up. I was left wandering in my excitement. Aside from the stars and the moon, no one knew that on the other side of the wall, someone else was also sleepless because of this matter, but with a completely different mood from mine. Chapter 3, Shining on the Stage of Dreams 01. Flexible adaptation. The next day. The sound of the school bell rang, and Mia Thompson and I hurried back to my house. Today, surprisingly, Tyler got home before me. Normally, he's either busy working or off somewhere playing around. Basically, it's rare for him to obediently stay at home. Hey! Tyler, long time no see. Do you still remember me? Mia Thompson, that girl, had the audacity to wink at my younger brother. Next time she organizes a gathering or something, I'll definitely expose this incident. Of course, I remember. There aren't many people who can be friends with someone as silly as Daisy Bloom. How could I possibly forget? Miss Mia Thompson. Tyler replied, pretending to be adorable. Haha. Mia Thompson let out an awkward laugh. From the first day she met Tyler, Mia Thompson should have realized he was a mischievous kid. Even though he's smart and good-looking, his words are never kind. Sure, he remembers Mia Thompson, but calling her a friend of a fool is basically implying she's a fool too, isn't it? Knowing I don't have many close friends, couldn't he refrain from ruining the ones I do have? Mia Thompson, let's not pay attention to him anymore. Let's go upstairs and try on your dress. I pulled Mia Thompson along, though her eyes still sparkled with admiration as she looked at Tyler. To be mocked yet still look at him with admiration, I really give up on this girl. She came to my house, didn't she, just to see Tyler? The dress Mia Thompson was wearing was almost finished, only a few decorative details and combinations were left incomplete. When Mia Thompson saw the dress, she was absolutely thrilled, hugging it like it was her child and twirling around excitedly. Ding dong. Ding dong. The doorbell rang from outside. It must be Sean. I need to go greet him. As soon as I stepped out of the room, I was startled to find Tyler already standing at the doorway. How could he be so fast? Had he been standing there all along? Hello there, Sean's warm voice came from the crack in the door. Before Sean could finish his sentence, Tyler deliberately interrupted. Sorry, she's not here. Bang! Tyler slammed the door shut aggressively, pushing my dear friend Sean outside. Tyler Bloom. What do you think you're doing? Furious, I rushed out, immediately opened the door for Sean, and quickly apologized to him. Sean, I'm so sorry. My younger brother occasionally has temporary mental lapses, which lead to incomprehensible behavior. I truly apologize. It's okay. But I'm in a bit of a hurry, so I hope you can handle this quickly. Sean graciously forgave us. If you're so busy, then don't come at all. No one's forcing you, Tyler continued with his dismissive attitude. Tyler Bloom. Just wait and see how I deal with you later. I glared at Tyler, gritting my teeth, and without hesitation, gave him a kick before hurriedly pulling Sean into my room. Mia Thompson, this girl, I wonder if she's a spy sent by Tyler. Her words are as sharp as Tyler's, leaving me utterly embarrassed. Sean Harper, my dear classmate, being my partner must be incredibly stressful for you, right? It's all right. But I'll do my best to cooperate with you. Of course. Mia Thompson, was born to be a model, and only Tyler is worthy of me. To be compared to a famous model like Tyler, it's truly an honor. Faced with Mia Thompson's sarcastic remarks, which contained no vulgar language, Sean not only responded with quick wit but also maintained a calm demeanor. If it were me, I'd probably have been provoked to the point of madness and stormed out in anger. Sean truly has his own charm, and once again, I find myself deeply captivated by him. 02, negotiation failed after measuring Sean's size. I wanted to keep him around a bit longer, but he was in a hurry to leave. Feeling both guilty and apologetic, I escorted him to the door while continuously apologizing. Tyler deliberately sat in the living room, glaring at us with a hostile expression. Whether genuine or not, Sean kept saying it was fine and told me not to worry too much. But how could I not worry? If it were someone else, I might have sided with Mia Thompson and Tyler, but Sean is mine. My Sean was being bullied by my best friend and younger brother, and I couldn't do anything about it. I couldn't bear this at all, but in front of Sean, I always restrained myself, refusing to let him see me lose my temper. After Sean left, I dragged Mia Thompson and Tyler into the living room, made them squat on the floor while I stood on the sofa, and held a Bloom family trial. Mia Thompson. Let me ask you first, Sean has no grievances or grudges against you, so why are you targeting him? I'm not targeting him, I just think he's really not good enough for you. Mia Thompson, far from showing remorse, raised her head proudly as she spoke. Mia Thompson. We've known each other for 6 years, so why are you making things difficult for me? Then why are you making things difficult for me? Wouldn't we both be happy if the male lead were Tyler? No matter how much I tried to reason, Mia Thompson stubbornly insisted on choosing Tyler as her partner. Why couldn't they consider my feelings for once? Fine. Negotiations with Mia Thompson failed, now it was Tyler's turn. Tyler Bloom. You usually don't respect me, but Sean isn't just your senior, he's also my friend. Can't you show him a little courtesy? Tyler made an annoyed face, as if wanting to provoke everyone around him, then turned his head away, ignoring me completely. Even Mia Thompson glanced at him cautiously, seemingly as surprised by Tyler's attitude as I was. Very well. Ignoring me, aren't you? Before the fashion design competition, I won't say another word to you. Clearly, I didn't do anything wrong, the ones who deserve punishment are them. And another thing, Mia Thompson, if Sean dislikes me because of this, I'll cut ties with you. What? Mia Thompson asked in shock. You're the one who brought trouble upon yourself, so why should I be held responsible for the consequences? These two are obviously trying to drive me mad, yet they still don't realize what they've done wrong. Am I really the one causing trouble? All I wanted was to participate in the competition, and yes, I do like Sean. Is that self-inflicted trouble? Appeal denied. Case dismissed. I declared, bringing today's courtroom session to an end. And so, a week later, the long-awaited, innovative Splendor Fashion Design Contest finally arrived. Coincidentally, it was on a Sunday. Even though I had already been to the main stage for a rehearsal yesterday, my nerves today were so overwhelming I felt like I could hardly breathe. Since the day of our argument, Tyler had left home. I heard he's been staying at a friend's place for a while. After all, this isn't the first time he's run away, he'll come back on his own once he's had time to think things through. Today, Mia Thompson and I arrived at the competition venue early. Sean mentioned he might be late due to work commitments. In the bustling dressing room, I had the chance to admire many outstanding eye-catching designs in advance. Clearly, they, like me, weren't professionals, yet they managed to create outfits as sophisticated as those of seasoned masters. It's evident this competition is truly a gathering of top talents. Only now do I realize just how far I am from winning the gold prize. 03, the mysterious disappearance time ticked by minute, second by second. Mia Thompson and I had finished all our preparations, and now we were just waiting to go on stage. However, Sean was still nowhere to be seen. Considering the time needed for changing and makeup, we'd need at least an hour. This competition adopted a scoring system, with over 50 teams participating in total. In the first round, the 10 teams with the highest scores would advance to the second round to compete for the championship. At this moment, there was just over an hour left before our turn to perform. If Sean didn't show up soon, there wouldn't be enough time to get him ready. I paced back and forth in front of Mia Thompson, phone in hand, so anxiously that she started feeling dizzy just watching me. Sean's phone was always reachable, but no one was answering. Could something have happened? When I tried calling again, I was met with the dreaded notification: the phone was now turned off. I told you over and over not to count on him. Regretting it now, aren't you? Mia Thompson said, adding fuel to the fire instead of helping me figure out a solution. He's probably fallen asleep somewhere again. You know how he is, if it's not time to eat, he'll never bother waking up. That's not true. Sean didn't have a habit of oversleeping, so that couldn't be the reason. But why wasn't he answering my calls? If something urgent had come up, wouldn't he have called to let me know? Daisy, I'll call Tyler to step in now, Mia Thompson said nonchalantly. I didn't prepare a backup costume, and Tyler is a few centimeters taller than Sean. If we force him to wear it, it'll definitely affect our score. I couldn't keep waiting here any longer. Sean must have a reason for not being able to show up. I had to go find him. Mia Thompson, if I can't bring Sean back in time for the performance, then you'll have to go on stage alone. Leaving that vague statement behind, I dashed out of the competition hall without hesitation, flagged down a taxi, and headed straight to the fried chicken shop where Sean worked. I knew that was the only place I might find him. But unfortunately, the shop owner said Sean's shift started at 10 p.m., and at this time, he wasn't working. No one there knew his home address either. His home address? It had to be listed in the school's student records. Today was Sunday, but luckily, the school office still had a teacher on duty. Ignoring their protests and attempts to stop me, I barged into the office and searched through the class records in the database. Sean Harper. Sean Harper. Found it. After finding Sean's file, I immediately opened it to check and noted down his address. Then, I took a taxi to Sean's house. To save time, I stayed in the same taxi that had brought me earlier. If the address is correct, it turns out Sean isn't home either. Could it be that he's already gone to the competition venue? Holding on to a sliver of hope, I thought that perhaps all my worries were unnecessary. But the result was not what I had hoped for. Filled with hope, I called Mia Thompson to ask if Sean had arrived. However, she angrily replied that he must have deliberately not shown up to take revenge for the insult we had caused him that day. Sean isn't that kind of person. The Sean I like would never resort to such measures to achieve his goals. Time passed quickly amidst the busyness. It turns out I had been out for an hour already, and there was less than half an hour left until the competition began. Despairing, I tried to collect my emotions and took a taxi back to the competition venue. On the way, I unexpectedly received a call from Sean. 04, Tears of Betrayal, Sean. Where are you? The competition is about to start. Why haven't you shown up yet? As soon as the call connected, I nearly burst into tears, trying to shout through the phone. Daisy Bloom, I'm sorry. Something came up suddenly, and I can't make it. Sean's calm, emotionless voice came from the other end, as if he had rehearsed this line countless times. What? He's only telling me now that he can't come. Does he really think of me as a fool, playing with me in the palm of his hand? Impossible. Although I don't know Sean very well, I firmly believe he's not the kind of person who would retaliate against me just because of a few sarcastic remarks. Sean, did something happen? You must have a reason, right? If I weren't on the phone with Sean, I would have cried out loud. No matter what your reason is, I can forgive you. But why didn't you tell me earlier? Why? Daisy Bloom, I'm sorry. I sincerely wish you success in the competition and hope you'll become a top designer in the future. Beep, as soon as he finished speaking, the call was disconnected. Why? What went wrong? Why is this happening to me? Everyone knows how much this competition means to me. I spent so much money sourcing the best materials, I stayed up countless nights meticulously completing every step, I poured my whole heart into treating everyone with sincerity, yet they treat it like trash. If no one wants to help, fine, but why do they keep knocking me down over and over again? Mia Thompson did it, Tyler did it, and now even Sean, the person I trusted most, did it too. What should I do? What am I supposed to do now? I don't have the courage to step into the competition hall. I can't let Mia Thompson and the other participants see me in such a miserable state. I tilted my head back as far as I could, my gaze inadvertently landing on the massive billboard for Eminence Couture. In that moment, tears streamed uncontrollably down my face. How many people have kept moving toward this goal? How many failures must one endure to finally stand on the stage and shine with their dreams? How many tears must fall before one learns to be strong? I used to think, like they said on TV, that looking up would stop the tears from falling. But not only did it fail to stop, it soaked my hair and clothes completely. Suddenly, the words, Eminence Couture, before my eyes were obscured by a pristine white handkerchief. A small handkerchief, how could it possibly cover such a large sign? To be precise, someone had held a white handkerchief in front of me. In this day and age, do people still use handkerchiefs? If not someone living a reclusive life, never stepping outside, then it must surely be an extremely frugal ant. The moment I looked up, my tears and sniffles were startled into retreat by the person before me. Oh my goodness! It turns out the one toying with me in the palm of their hand is a young man. Just when I felt the most hopeless, this young man brought me a glimmer of hope. At this moment, standing before me wasn't a reclusive girl or a frugal ant, but an adorable young man nearly as tall as Sean. Not only did he have an ideal physique, but his face was so captivating it could make me swoon instantly. At this moment, I truly wanted to fly to the moon and announce to the world just how adorable he was. Seeing me staring at him in a daze, he awkwardly used the handkerchief to wipe away the tears and snot on my face. Could you please help me with something? It won't take much of your time, just 1 hour, I said, clutching his hand as though clinging to a lifeline. 05, found on the road. The teenage boy I happened to meet on the street turned out to be my savior. At first, I just thought his figure somewhat resembled Sean's, but unexpectedly, he fit the raffia lover outfit even better than Sean. Even Mia Thompson couldn't stop praising him. Mia Thompson's eyes are always sharp, whatever she praises, 80% of the world would likely agree. Daisy, so you've been hiding a secret weapon all along? Who is that teenage boy? Your cousin. Mia Thompson whispered in my ear before stepping onto the stage. If I told you he's just a boy I picked up on the street, would you believe me? Honestly, I don't think anyone would believe that. Ha! I've lived 20 years and never picked up anyone like that. Of course, Mia Thompson didn't believe me. Although this teenage boy looks younger than us and is certainly not a professional model, his calm and composed demeanor gave me peace of mind. He had never rehearsed on this stage before, nor had he practiced walking alongside Mia Thompson, but when they walked the runway together, aside from the height difference, they were no different from professional models. Amazing! This is exactly the effect I was hoping for. Absolutely perfect. When my creation appeared on stage, the judges below suddenly began murmuring among themselves. It must be because my outstanding work resonated with them. That must be it. It was effortless, our creation successfully made it into the top 10. However, what surprised me was that another outfit, very similar to my raffia lover, also made it into the top 10. From the material to the design, it seemed to replicate my idea. The only difference was that I used raffia grass, symbolizing luck, while they used straw, a representation of the harvest season. On each strand of golden straw, plump grains of rice were intricately attached as highlights. Not only did it blend seamlessly with the outfit, but as the model walked, it vividly portrayed the image of a bountiful harvest. That outfit was named Harvest Joy, created by Lydia Brooks. The competition was lively, and everything went smoothly, though it was unfortunate that my creation couldn't make it into the top 3. The winner was Lydia Brooks with Harvest Joy. The runner-up was an outfit themed around flowers, transforming the model into a flower fairy, and the third prize went to an outfit adorned with crystals, exuding luxury without being ostentatious. Compared to them, my design is indeed still immature. But the results don't matter. Today I performed well in the competition and even made it into the top 10, which already makes me extremely satisfied. Daisy, where's your cousin? Why did he disappear as soon as he stepped off the stage? My cousin? Is Mia Thompson referring to that young boy? Honestly, I was so focused on the competition results earlier that I forgot about him. After leaving the stage, I didn't see him anywhere. He must have left. What a pity. I wanted to ask for his name so I could properly thank him later. Huh. Wait a second. He already left. But my design is still on him, and the clothes he originally wore are still in the dressing room. No matter how rushed he was, this seems a bit too much. What if others think it's odd? I decided to pack up his clothes. Who knows, maybe I'll have the chance to return them to him someday. While folding his clothes, I suddenly realized that the outfit he left behind is actually an autumn collection piece soon to be released by Supreme Vogue. That's right, I just saw this outfit in the Supreme Vogue magazine. It hasn't even hit the market yet. How did this boy manage to get his hands on it? And I'm certain it's not a knockoff, because the label bears the official Supreme Vogue logo. From the tailoring to the fabric, everything is flawlessly impeccable. 06, a fulfilling conclusion. The competition finally ended. It's time to bring Tyler back after leaving him outside for so long. My poor little brother, you must have calmed down by now, right? If Tyler finds out I lost, he's probably popping champagne and celebrating already. Hello. As soon as the call connected, Tyler's deep voice came through. My dear little brother, where are you? I'll come pick you up. To hide my sadness, I intentionally acted overly cheerful. To celebrate the competition's grand conclusion, Mia Thompson and I are going out for dinner tonight. Why don't you join us? Didn't you say you wouldn't talk to me anymore? I said that before the competition. Now that it's over, surely you're not going to hold a grudge, are you? Tyler never stayed mad at me for more than 2 days, so who stepped on his tail this time? Didn't you lose the competition? What's there to celebrate? Results are important, but the most valuable thing is the journey. This competition taught me so much. Isn't that worth celebrating with a simple 3-course meal? Sorry, I have things to handle today. Gotta go. Beep. Before I could respond, Tyler hung up. What the heck? My little brother's temper is getting worse. I didn't even do anything wrong. From the start, it was his fault. Thinking about how he's still my brother and I'm the older sister, I decided to make the first move to reconcile. If it were anyone else, I'd have cursed them to run out of toilet paper by now. Initially, Mia Thompson agreed to join me for the 3-course dinner, but the moment she found out Tyler wasn't coming, she ditched me. She said it wouldn't be fun without Tyler and even complained that a $10 3-course meal lacked sincerity. If I wanted to treat her, it should be a fancy steak dinner at a 5-star restaurant. I'd spent all my savings on this competition. Where would I find the money for a 5-star steak dinner? Not wanting to waste the meal, I went to eat alone. I thought Tyler was still mad at me and wouldn't come home tonight. But to my surprise, around 10 p.m., just as I was about to go to bed, Tyler cheerfully showed up in front of me. His face was flawless and makeup-free, which meant he hadn't gone to work today. Yet his body looked utterly exhausted as he leaned against the wall and sofa to make his way into the living room, collapsing onto the couch like he'd just finished a marathon. There were no club activities at school today, and the city didn't host any marathons either. Besides, Tyler wasn't dressed in sportswear. So what on earth did he do to end up this tired? Tyler, are you okay? Let me get you some water. I carefully approached Tyler, intending to stand up and pour him a glass when, out of nowhere, he grabbed my arm and pulled me into his embrace. Oh my God! What on earth is happening? Why is Tyler hugging me? Could he be drunk? But I know Tyler holds his liquor well, and besides, there's absolutely no smell of alcohol on him. I'm certain he hasn't had a single drop. Thump. 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 The sound of Tyler's strong heartbeat echoed in my ears. Is there something wrong with his mind, or is it his heart? Could he have mistaken me for someone else? Or maybe he just went through a breakup. Tyler, I'm your sister. I was about to remind him when he tightened his arms around me even more. Don't ask anything. Don't say anything. I just want to fully feel this warmth. 07, have a big background Tyler, you idiot. Even if you're getting emotional, there has to be a limit. At the very least, consider who the other person is. If mom and dad see this, they'll feel really awkward. So, I mustered all the strength in my body and tried to break free from Tyler's embrace. But due to losing my balance, I ended up tumbling to the ground. Ugh, ouch. My poor butt is probably blooming like a flower now. Why did you purposely lose the competition and not let me be your model? Tyler stared at the ceiling with a sorrowful expression. Purposely lose the competition? What is Tyler even talking about? How could I intentionally lose a competition? Nobody enters a contest with the intention of losing, everyone competes with the determination to win. Tyler, are you sick? Stop scaring me. Tyler must be seriously ill to be spouting such nonsense. I have no idea what he's saying. Don't you know that Leo Carter is the son of the CEO of Eminence Couture? Tyler suddenly sat up straight, asking in shock, startling me once again. Leo Carter? Son of the CEO? Oh no. Is Tyler speaking Chinese right now? Because I seriously don't understand a single word. You really don't know? Tyler asked again with a look of utter disbelief. The CEO of Eminence Couture, Thomas Carter, has a son and a daughter, who are respectively the CEOs of Supreme Vogue, Leo Carter, and Ethereal Grace, Anna Carter. I couldn't hold back and burst out laughing. Thomas Carter. Leo Carter. And even Anna Carter. Ha ha ha. The name of this family is truly fascinating. Do they not know Chinese characters? Or are they out of ideas? Or perhaps they intentionally chose names to amuse others. My name and Tyler's are already funny enough, yet I didn't expect there to be even more humorous ones. Tyler looked at me, laughing uncontrollably, shaking his head helplessly. Ha ha ha, alright, I'll stop laughing. I clutched my stomach, aching from laughter, trying to hold back. You mean, the adorable young man modeling for me is actually the heir of Eminence Couture and the current boss of Supreme Vogue? If you insist on phrasing it that way, then yes, reluctantly correct. Are those judges blind? If he has such a significant background, why didn't they let me win the championship? Aren't they afraid of offending their future boss? Daisy Bloom. Do you only have a single brain cell? Did I say something wrong again? Tyler explained seriously to me, this competition is public, with many industry professionals watching. If the judges let their own person win, others would undoubtedly think the results were rigged. This wouldn't just ruin the brand's reputation but also affect the entire fashion industry's development. Tyler was absolutely right, no doubt about it. No matter how outstanding the design was, when worn by that young man, all the brilliance of the work would be overshadowed by his charm. It's no wonder my design caused such a stir among the judges when it debuted. It turns out it wasn't my work that caught their attention, but rather the overwhelming influence of that young man. No surprise that Supreme Vogue's latest model hasn't even been officially launched, yet he's already wearing it. So, he's the mastermind behind Supreme Vogue. By the way, Tyler, where were you today? Did you watch my competition? Why did you come home so exhausted? I grabbed Tyler, bombarding him with questions. Today, so many things happened. The information I just received hasn't even been processed, and new problems have already emerged. If you have questions, go search on Baidu. Good night. Tyler left me with an answer that wasn't really an answer, then slipped into his room, avoiding my questions. Hey! Tyler Bloom. Are you hiding something from me? Tyler Bloom, even though I kept knocking on Tyler's door, he didn't respond at all. Could he have already fallen asleep? It seems like he's truly exhausted today. Alright then. I'll let you off the hook for today. But the unanswered questions, I'll definitely find a way to uncover the truth. 08, height difference. The next day. That day, I woke up later than usual, almost rushing out of the house like I do most mornings. Tyler, who woke up earlier than me, didn't wake me up or leave for school ahead of time. He must have wanted to go to school together with me. Tyler, let's go to school together today. Ever since graduating from elementary school, I haven't had the chance to say this again. That's because Tyler and I attend two different high schools. Dad was afraid I'd be negatively influenced, so he forced me into an all-girls school, while Tyler studies at a prestigious high school in the city. Really? Didn't you say you didn't like going with me? Tyler asked, surprised. Because I want to understand you better, otherwise, I might start doubting that we're from the same family, I teased. There was no other way. Standing at just 158 centimeters tall next to Tyler, who was 183 centimeters, I felt immense pressure. But as his older sister, it was my duty to take my adorable younger brother to school. Besides, it was obvious Tyler was really looking forward to this. How could I ignore his feelings? Tyler's slender figure was like a natural clothes rack, everything he wore suited him perfectly, making him look like a model on a runway wherever he went. The Endeavor Academy uniform was ordinarily plain and unremarkable, but Tyler somehow managed to draw everyone's attention. Bang! Too focused on staring at Tyler, I accidentally walked straight into a lamppost. Ouch, it hurts so much. If you're still half asleep, just follow me. Poor lamppost, having to deal with you so early in the morning, Tyler said. The lamppost? What's so pitiful about it? The one who deserves pity is my poor nose that just took the hit. Tyler was so heartless, sympathizing with some random lamppost instead of his sister, who's been by his side for 15 years. Let me take a look. Under my resentful glare, Tyler leaned closer, preparing to lift my chin to inspect the injury, but right at that moment, it seemed to see something extremely terrifying behind me. After being horrified for 0.0001 seconds, it suddenly pushed me against the wall, using its body to press against me, deliberately preventing me from seeing that terrifying thing. In broad daylight, what could be so scary? Moreover, isn't Tyler always the brave one, fearless of heaven or earth? Tyler. It really is you. Get in the car, I'll give you a ride to school. From behind Tyler, in a place I couldn't see, came a familiar voice. This voice sounded like I had heard it somewhere before, but I just couldn't recall who it was. No need, I'm very busy right now, Tyler said, using his body to block my view, trembling as he turned around to face the person, his back still towards me. Bang! The sound of a car door closing came from the source of the voice, and simultaneously, that familiar voice I couldn't place grew closer and closer. What are you busy with? You're going to be late. At this moment, Tyler and that friend of his seemed to be playing a game of eagle catching the chick, one dodging left and right, the other chasing left and right. Who's that behind you? Could it be the legendary Miss Little Bloom? Miss Little Bloom, the legendary one. Oh my goodness. This nickname is seriously overhyping me. Unfortunately, I don't have time to play the game Hawk Catches Chicks with you all right now. If I don't hurry to school, I'll really be late. It's fine for you freshmen, but I'm a graduate school candidate. If my conduct score doesn't meet the standard this year, I won't be able to take the entrance exam for Caspia Academy of Arts. I struggled to push Tyler aside, slipping past him and quickly heading toward the school. Just as I thought. It's you, little Bloom. The guy still clinging to Tyler suddenly sprang nimbly in front of me. No way. I couldn't believe it, my eyes widening as I stared at the adorable face before me. Wasn't he the young man who modeled for me yesterday? I remember Tyler mentioning his name, Leo Carter. As expected, he truly lives up to his name, a lively little treasure. 09, even in failure, there is glory.